Hey everyone, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week of April 2014. I got some books to review here. Got a double dose of Ninja Turtles, I got some DC, and I got some Marvel. Alright, and I promise after I get done with this, I am going to be, after I get done filming this, I'm going to try getting to work on reviews for Batman Eternal number 2 and 3, and Fantastic Four number 2, which is way behind, for Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. Alright, we're going to start off with DC. And with DC, we're going to start off with Aquaman number 30. Jeff Parker, Paul Pelletier. Man, this is really good stuff. Really good stuff. You know, I'm going to go ahead and spoil this. At the end of the last issue, the cliffhanger showed that Aquaman was about to go head-to-head with Hercules. And I'm not talking about, you know, a lot of people think of Hercules, they think of the Avengers over at Marvel. But here we have DC's Hercules. Wow. This Hercules, DC's New 52 Hercules, looks pretty damn impressive. You know, it's just too bad that he's mentally insane in this storyline. You know, he's been trapped in this void of evilness and stuff like that for God knows how long. And he's coming out, I mean, he's just fucking crazy. And with his incredible strength, would you want Hercules to be running around mentally insane? Damn. And Aquaman's going head-to-head with that. Aquaman, say what you want to about him. You know, Seth Green can still do all those pathetic, stupid fucking jokes about Aquaman that he can on Robot Chicken. Fuck you, Seth Green. You clearly, the fact that you still poke fun at Aquaman proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you don't fucking read the comics anymore. All you remember is that stupid Super Friends bullshit, and you keep riding on the same fucking joke year after year after year. Write some new material, you fucking piece of shit. But anyway, on to Aquaman here. Yeah, really good. Nice action, great dramatic storytelling associated with action. You would think Aquaman versus Hercules wouldn't have much drama to it, but there is some there. And there's also some really good drama with concerning Mera. Mera has some good moments in here as well. And I liked how they wrapped things up. You know, Aquaman, he comes to a point where he has to do something, but he knows he's going to regret it. You know, it's one of those kinds of moments. We've seen stuff like this before, but for here, it works. Because you can truly tell he had no choice. But then he gets in touch with a friend, a fellow member of the Justice League, and it's Wonder Woman. And unfortunately, we're not going to get the next part of this storytelling. My tablet's going off. We're not going to get the next part of this story until the next Aquaman annual, which I think they said doesn't come out until the summertime. So that kind of blows. But overall, this was a really good issue, very well read, great action, good drama. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Moving on to The Flash, number 30. I was ready for this. Robert Venditti, Van Jensen. Man, this was good. It starts off, this issue starts 5 years from now, in the future. And Barry is just freaking out. He notices some poor kid dies, and he just freaks. And then we go to what's going on now, and minor spoilers from Forever Evil. You know, Central City's just torn to shit. It's just torn to shit. Graffiti, broken down stuff everywhere. The Central City Police Department is just completely trashed. There's graffiti all over the place, primarily calling the cops pigs and everything. Just everything's just been turned to hell. And Barry's trying his best in his own way to clean shit up. And the stuff that Barry does in here, you gotta hand it to this guy. This guy is literally living two lives at the exact same time. Quite literally, you know, and it's like, this issue really did a good job of showcasing just how fast Barry can get. You know, it was just really, really good stuff. You know, Barry's able to do his job as the Flash, yet at the same exact time, damn near, he's able to be at a psychiatrist appointment and everything. And then we cut to 20 years from now in the future, and we get to see Barry has a new costume in the future, but Barry's character is kind of different. You know, he's obsessed over lost time. He's obsessing over losing specific amounts of time, like 2 years. I've lost 2 years. I've lost this many months. I've lost this many minutes. I've lost this many seconds. You can clearly tell by the way Barry's drawn in the future that he is just, it looks like he's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. He's so stressed out and everything. But then he makes a promise to somebody on the last page, and I know everybody's probably going all about it all over the internet, but I'm still not going to ruin it. I'm like, okay. Didn't expect they were going in that direction, but hey, what I will say is that old school DC fans like myself, we're getting one of our wishes, finally, for the new 52. I think that's all I need to say. We're going to IDW. We're starting with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 33. Kevin Eastman's still doing a fantastic job with this book. I love that cover. Sometimes simple always works. Sometimes it always works. That doesn't sound right. Sometimes it works. It doesn't always sometimes work. That makes no sense. But this was still very, very well done. Leonardo's still recuperating from what he had to go through with the Shredder. The main focus of this story is Hun. We get to see some nice action in here. We get to see some good storytelling in here. We get to see a moment from Bebop and Rocksteady, and I like what they're doing with Bebop and Rocksteady. They are not the same Bebop and Rocksteady that us kids of the 80s remember. You know, because we remember Bebop and Rocksteady as being simply comic relief villains. This is how Bebop and Rocksteady always should have been. I like this. I like what they're doing with Bebop and Rocksteady. And they work for the Purple Dragons. They don't work for the Foot Clan. They work under Hun and the Purple Dragons, who just simply have a business relationship with the Foot Clan. I like that twist. I like where they're going with this. And the main focus is Hun, you know, and Casey, you know, father and son, trying to talk things out. You know, Shredder gives Hun an ultimatum concerning Casey, and Hun's trying to talk Casey into joining him and serving the Shredder. Of course, Casey ain't going to have any of that shit, but this really paints a picture. Just how loyal is Hun to the Shredder. And this issue did a fantastic job of making us second guess Hun's character. And I was like, this is really good stuff. I really enjoyed this. Fantastically done. Good stuff. I loved it. And I loved the what they're saying, who's coming up for the next issue. And I'm not going to ruin who that was, but I'm really looking forward to that as well. TMNT number 33. I suggest you pick this up. And then we're moving on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New Animated Adventures number 10. I'm getting caught up on this series. I need to get the past back issues of New Animated Adventures for my Blugoblin X channel. I'm going to review back issues, although I'm still missing issues 4 and 8. So I'm not going to be reviewing those, but I will talk about this. Everybody who worked on this issue did a really good job. It really does feel like more extra episodes of the current Nickelodeon cartoon. It's done very well. It's 2 stories in one, and both stories the main focus is Michelangelo. The first one, they come across spider bites. Duh. But Mikey's just constantly freaking out. It's like, and of course the other turtles just pick on him and everything, and they come across spider bites, and they're seeing what he's been up to lately, and of course leave it up to Mikey to, you know, come up with the most absurd way of dealing with spider bites, and it actually works, which makes for good comedy. But of course, Mikey again is painted as the one with the good heart, you know, because this takes place on Valentine's Day. And he, you know, he's not, I don't see him as the dumb one anymore. He's the one who's a good fighter, but he's got a good heart, and I really liked that. And of course, the second one was strictly just for laughs. You know, Mikey and the other turtles are in the Shell Razor cruising around. They're coming across the Foot Ninja. They're coming across Krang. They're coming across Razar. And the second story just ends on a hilarious laugh, and I loved it. This was a solid read. This was fun. Another series that reminds you that sometimes comic books just need to be fun. Fantastic. I actually really, really liked it. Here's one for DC I missed. Red Lantern's number 30. I'm going out of order here. I apologize. Judgment Day, part 1 of 3. Charles Soule and Mr. California. Oh, I love this guy's artwork. This was really good. We get a good reminder of just what the Red Lanterns are capable of being in here. Some good character development and some good dialogue from Bleez. And I like that Bleez and Supergirl in here are starting to develop an actual friendship in the Red Lantern Corps. And that's kind of weird, yet very interesting, considering what the Red Lanterns are supposed to be all about. But another new Red Lantern shows up in this issue, and I like it. I like this new Red Lantern. Her look is badass. Her powers are awesome. And the way she gets her ring, it's perfectly justifiable. I fucking loved this issue. This was really good. Once again, this series gets hardly any love, if any at all, and that really disappoints me, because this is really a good series. Unfortunately, part 2 is going to be in the next issue of Supergirl, which I might pick up because I want to see where this goes. But I haven't been reading Supergirl lately. I am far behind, so I need to get caught up on Supergirl. But I'm assuming the next part's going to be just as good. This was awesome. I really liked it. Alright, we're going to end with Marvel. We're going to start with Daredevil, number 2. Mark Waid, still working that magic like he always does. Just fantastic stuff. You know, Matt is settling down in San Francisco. Everybody already knows who he is because he outed himself in New York before he came to San Fran. And he gets some information from someone concerning a certain villain from his past who has supposedly returned and is now making headquarters in San Francisco. And at first Matt kind of laughs at it, but then almost instantly he shakes it off and he starts taking things seriously. But then he comes across another certain character from his past who tries to lead him to this supposedly new kingpin of crime. And it's not Wilson Fisk that they're talking about in here. But he gets led on a chase, and he's kind of telling a half-truth, and then we see the cliffhanger. Nice. This was a solid read. Not Mark Waid's best issue of Daredevil, but I gotta say, I damn well enjoyed it. This was really good. And this really says something about Mark Waid as a writer. Before I jumped on board with this, I wasn't a Daredevil fan hardly at all. I didn't have hardly any Daredevil books in my collection, period. And then we got Mark Waid coming in, and I've been hearing things saying this is so good, this is such a great series, so I gave it a try, and you know what? God damn it, it's been great. This was really solid. Not the best, but pretty damn awesome. We're going to end it with the Guardians of the Galaxy special double-sized anniversary issue number 14. Brian Michael Bendis and Nick Bradshaw, of all people's, doing the artwork in here. Okay, I'll bite. It's $5. Now, normally this is where I would nitpick, but there's like 3 different stories in here. The first story is the Guardians being rounded up, and Venom is now on the team. Now I'm thinking to myself, when the hell did Venom get on this team? And then Bendis said in his Tumblr that, he apologized, but we're supposed to see how Venom came to be on the team in the Free Comic Book Day book for the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm like, okay, so they jumped a little ahead of themselves for this issue. This probably should have came out next week rather than this week. You know, sometimes shit happens. But I'm not too upset about Venom's place on the team being spoiled before we see him come on. But it was very well told, and I loved the conversation between the Star-Lord and his father. That was a great moment. That was a great read. And all I'm going to say about the second story is, I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. And then the third story was with the Guardians of the Year 3014. And that particular team has got a fan base, and I understand that, but when it comes to the Guardians, I got to go with the team that we got. But the 3014 story was good. I liked how it wrapped things up. I liked what they said at the end of that particular story, which means we may be seeing this team, we may be seeing the team from 1,000 years from now team up with the current team that we have, and that could really be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. This, to me, is a good example of a $5 book. To me, this was worth $5 because we got 3 good stories. You know, very, very well done. Besides the minor nitpick about Venom, this was actually a very surprisingly well done book. Very, very nicely done. Like I said, a great example of a $5 book done right. Well, that's all I got for this week, everybody. It is fucking hot in here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget my Blugoblin X channel. I still do videos for that channel from time to time. Don't forget Dark Avenger Inc. Plus, my bro, TheMtVernonKid, my baby Jennifer and I. We got Arkham Asylum Studio. We need to find something to do for that channel. And of course, Mark and Chloe, Fast Deck of Comics, Deadpoolzilla, Brandon Hex. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, I will see you all later.